are in Arizona Coyotes with the 5th pick in the NHL draft. The Arizona Coyotes select. Wait, what is that? Is that Will Smith?
New Coyotes. The 5th pick overall.
Is that Will Smith on our
Will
screen?
Smith.
What is happening?
Well,
Man.
we know he can fight.
Oh.
Too soon? Too soon?
The Coyotes do not know how to do this old tanking thing. My goodness. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the PHNX Coyotes postgame show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Petey and Craig, and you guys, the Coyotes can't stop getting points.
Smoking hot. Hottest of the tank teams.
That's not what you want to. That's not the right side of hot you want to be.
I don't know what else to say. Points in 6 straight games. 9 points in the last 6 games. I did the standings in the last neutral zone that I wrote of all the teams that are in contention for the worst record. And guess who's the hottest team of those teams? It's the Arizona Coyotes, the team that doesn't know how to tank, the team that has never finished first in a draft lottery, the team that has never finished second in a draft lottery, the team that's never moved up in a draft lottery, and now they are just trying to, I don't know what, climb to like 22nd in the NHL standings because, you know, that'll be a big deal for them, for their future. It'll help them out a lot. Sorry.
But you're right, and this is the same show we've had how many times this year?
I know. It's just, I get that they're trying to win. I get that players and coaches don't tank, but you're just going to keep spinning your wheels forever.
Gostisbehere's out of the lineup. Their leading scorer by defenseman, Gostisbehere out. He's 4th on the team in scoring still, by the way. He's out of the lineup. Jakob Chychrun, who we'll talk about more later, he's out of the lineup. He's 5th on the team in scoring. Their 2nd defenseman in scoring on the team. And they still find a way to win. Again, we're trying not to be conflicted here, but let's just call it the way it is. We want Bedard, period. Sorry, we want to see this franchise prosper for the next decade for a win on a Monday night in the middle of February. Big HK. So the point, you look at how much this changes, and it's just, you get frustrated, but it's the guys you want to be doing it are doing it. It's Keller, it's Schmaltz, it's
Lawson
Fisher
Crouse
gets the empty netter, and Lawson Crouse was
And Veggie has a good game, too.
unbelievable tonight, and Veggie carried him through it.
Yep.
Like, that's what you want to see. We want to both. We want to see them succeed and have good games and do all these things right, but we also want to pick Bedard. I'm sorry, or Fantilli, or Carlson.
Yes.
Will Smith, I'm sure you're watching right now. It'll be fine. He's a middle 6 guy, right? I don't know if Will Smith's going to be a top 3 guy in this league. That's fine. He's a good hockey player. We already have good hockey players. We need a great hockey player.
They need top-line players.
We need great players.
They need first-line forwards.
Since Jeremy Roenick,
I know a lot of people think that they've got some first-line forwards. They don't have first-line forwards. They have second-line forwards. They don't have first-line forwards. Dylan Gunther may be a first-line forward at some point.
What about
Logan Cooley, maybe. We don't know.
We're talking
We're talking
Stamkos Kucherov line. We're talking Austin Matthews first-line players.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. I can't read.
Nick said there is no God, and it made me laugh.
but so it's hard.
That's where we've
God is dead.
Game 44 of the season, God is dead.
When's the ping pong ball thing? When is that?
Okay.
When is the ping pong ball
We
thing?
don't have an exact date yet. It'll be in the early
in May. So we just got to make it to May and just make it happen. Like the hockey gods need to shine on the valley. It has to happen. Like, I'm just so tired of it. And I know it's the guys we like that did it tonight. It was the guys that were like, it was Schmaltz, Carl's, Fisher. It was them. Those are the guys we root for. That's the middle core. That's the guys we want to do good things. We like these guys. We want them to succeed. We just need them to frickin' lose. And I know it's so hard to grasp around that. And every show on this PHNX network they're trying to win. Sorry, we're not. Like, it's such a dichotomy, but this team needs to pick high in the draft. And when you win and get points in 6 straight, we looked at their 6 starting defensemen today.
Oh, my goodness.
We had their lineup tonight with Gostisbehere and Chychrun out of the lineup. And you go, who? Like who?
Like if you're
If you
not,
showed this to an average
Yeah.
fan in Boston, they'd
Yeah.
be like,
No idea who those guys
Who
are.
are these guys?
No,
Who are
no.
these 7 guys since
Yeah.
they went
and
with
the
7
only
again?
person people might know is Stetcher only because he was in the news
Right,
with the Trevor
right,
Zegers
yes.
situation.
But the rest of those
Yeah,
guys,
they know him
and
in
you go,
Boston
okay.
because of Brad Marchand. But
Yeah, and I'll even throw in Veggie. We know Veggie, and most of the fans here in Arizona think, oh, Veggie, he's not known around the league to hockey fans. He's not, because this team doesn't get national exposure or national recognition, even though Veggie keeps him in and has great numbers, and all those things are true. They don't know him. So you show him this 7D and that goalie, and you go, Nashville's going to roll this game. Nashville is going to roll over this team. Nashville needs the points to get into the playoffs. Like, Nashville has to win. So I'm going to say this again. If that's an effort from a team that needs to win to get into the playoffs, that's disappointing. Like that to me is a team that that's what you're bringing. And I talked to someone that's around another team when the Minnesota Wild were here, and I said, hey, don't take this Coyote team lightly because they play hard. Oh, yeah, we know. Well, did you know? Because you lost.
yeah.
Because this team is better than people think. They work way harder than people think. And I'll tell you what, the Tampa Bay Lightning are coming in here Wednesday. The Tampa Bay Lightning, 2-time Stanley Cup in last year's finals. Tampa Bay's a great team. They could win the Stanley Cup again this year. They could.
But what's going on with their schedule?
But that team, the night before that they come in on a back-to-back, they're in Denver, Ball Arena, rematch of the Stanley Cup Finals on Tuesday. Do you think their coaching staff and players are looking at the calendar going, well, we better rest some guys up to play those Coyotes at the Mullet? I mean, hell no. They're going all in on Tuesday against Colorado, starting goalie. Everything's going on, being left on the ice there. We're just going to go take a couple days in
I think
Arizona.
you could do a better John Cooper
That
impersonation.
wasn't really
than
Yeah,
Coop. That wasn't Coop. That was
great at
just
all.
DP, could you
That was
just
somebody else.
provide a little, positive energy here? I know you have this whole karma thing going with the Coyotes, so just lay it on us right now, because I think everybody needs it.
I've said before, this is the year of Phoenix, and I'm not calling them the Phoenix Coyotes before you get mad at me. I'm just saying Phoenix sports. It's their year. Look at Kevin Durant. He's a Sun. The Cardinals don't have Cliff Kingsbury anymore. The D-backs might make the playoffs, maybe, possibly. They're better. And the Coyotes, because they are playing the right way and trying hard, the hockey god shall look favorably upon them and reward them in the lottery. I think this is the year that the curse is finally broken.
Well,
There it is.
I
I
like
guess
that.
that's the end of the show, because
I like that positivity.
you've seen this team try to lose, and they spectacularly lost 2 different times in their franchise history in Arizona, where they were either last or near last. McDavid, Crosby, and
Patrick
they
Kane.
come home with, and Patrick Kane, all 3 of those, and they get crickets out of those. So now your thought process is trying to lose, but let's win all the time. Maybe he's right.
If this
Maybe
were
that's
like
the strategy.
If this were like Shane Doan's model, where once you're out of the playoffs,
Yes.
accumulate points, the Coyotes would be killing it.
Yep.
They'd be
Yes.
in the race for the number 1 pick. So
I know. It's so
But
true.
that's- Yes,
The
I won't
gold
get into
plan.
that. I won't get into that. I
The
just
gold
get mad.
Cut yourself off
But I'm-
well there.
This game, again, Nashville was the better team early. So what happens? Karel Vejmelka was solid for 20 minutes, and that's the difference in this game for me. I know we've got a lot of candidates for king of the game. Bugie, sorry you weren't there today.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Well, I had him for anytime score, and he missed an empty net.
Yeah, I was
so,
about to say he had
yeah.
a damn chance to
So
be
sorry,
king.
no
He
flowers for
threw it
Bugie.
away.
But Karel Vejmelka does it again, where this team, I thought they were off to a rocky start. They were getting outshot badly. Nashville was all over them offensively. They were in the penalty box nonstop, but yet they get out of it unscathed and get the only goal of the period. Again, it's a different formula every single night, but it's always the same bottom line. The team works hard. This team works hard, and they seem to get progressively better as the game continues to evolve and go on. And I thought after the first, Nashville's going to roll this. The Nashville's going to roll, and it just went the other way.
I think this one wouldn't feel as bad, like the win wouldn't feel as bad if they hadn't gone to overtime in the last 2 and gotten unnecessary points. And if this was just a random win, on the schedule, the Coyotes haven't won a road game since November 23rd in Carolina. So that's a long time to go without winning a road game. So on the one hand, great that they finally got a road win for the first time in almost 3
more
months.
than 2 months.
So that's great. I just think it's the fact that they're just picking up so many unnecessary points is what has made this one feel tougher than it is. But before we get into the game itself, we have a couple of super chats. The first one, we have the I'll take one on the screen, so I'll read this. My only complaint tonight is that it didn't happen in St. Louis. True for you all techs. LOL. Also, I keep doing the gunslinger Line Sully with my Cassian stick over and over. Love it. Love it, all techs. And then our friend Vaguely Sober with the $1.99 super chat said, what did Will Smith leave on Chris Rock? You know? Okay, are we queuing up a joke or
Sounds like it.
It sounds like there's a joke in there somewhere.
Vaguely go ahead and give us that answer. But we've talked big picture. We can set our frustrations with the winning aside for now and talk about the game itself. And let's just start with the numbers. Coyotes barely, the shots on goal in this one were insane. Coyotes had 2 shots on goal in the second period, and the second shot came in the final second. So really they had 1 goal and 1 shot in the second period. They were just outshot 11-8 in the first, ended up 31-19. Nashville, Coyotes 100% on the power play. Power play has been buzzing, 6 power play goals as of late. And then Nashville 1 for 5 on that one.
Yeah, and by the way, the Coyotes had killed 20 straight before that.
Yeah.
That power play goal from Roman
Special
Josi,
teams have been quietly good.
Yep.
Quietly good. So those are the numbers from this one. But anything stand out here?
You're outshot 21-10 after 2 periods. That is not a team that should be winning on the scoreboard, right? Like, am I right or am I wrong?
You are correct.
Like, at some point, I keep saying at some point, this is not sustainable, but yet they do it again. They do it again, and they do it again. They get outshot badly. 19 shots on goal. Like, you can't get 19 shots on goal.
I just feel obligated as a male in my 20s to point out that the Nashville Predators were 69% on the faceoff percentage. Nice.
God damn it, Sean.
Can we save that for the Roman?
God damn it. Yeah, save it for the Roman read. Oh, boy.
Faceoffs, are they important, Craig? They won nearly 70% of the faceoffs. Is it important?
No.
It's not important.
Only in certain situations.
They did,
One of the most overrated stats in hockey.
So it's another instance where they held on long enough. Their goaltender was good enough to let them create scoring chances where they capitalize on the scoring chances. And let's keep in mind, this was not Saros. This is not UC Saros in the net, who's been the top netminder for Nashville for years now since Pecoreni left, that actually carried them through last year, got them into the playoffs. This is their backup goaltender again, which I think the Coyotes will see again on Wednesday. Another backup, and this is a luxury that they've afforded all season. They get backup goalies. That's who the Coyotes get to play against. Makes a difference tonight. You give up 2 out of your first 10 shots, go in. Maybe it's different in Saros plays. Maybe it isn't, but this is a team that just continues to work hard and keeps coming at you. And this is what happens. They're learning not to lose. So that's a positive again. They're learning not to lose. You've got these guys that have the desire to compete and do good things. Lawson Crouse leads the way today.
Absolutely.
I'm trying not to vent. Sorry.
2 sides so far, someone said.
That's it?
So I know.
That's not bad at all.
No, not at all. I'm kind of shocked on that note, but I don't want to queue up a graphic when I know we can't. But I want to go over your keys, PD. Let's see. Oh, there was side 3. When
yeah, the keys.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't. That was my bad. No, it was Sean's bad. No, we don't have.
That's on me. I didn't have it ready.
But we know what the keys are.
There are the first keys.
The first key we talked about, we're in Nashville. We've all talked about Nashville ad nauseum. Turns out they have liquor there. It's a fun place to go. So if you have a day off to watch the Super Bowl in Nashville, boy, howdy. Like that could be, you can have fun. So I was thinking maybe they might have a little bit of a tough start. I guess these guys.
They did have a tough start.
What, you think getting outshot that badly and not getting a shot on net for the first however minutes is bad?
They have 2 shots in the second period?
Reggie didn't watch the Super Bowl then. And
he probably doesn't care. He probably doesn't care.
Probably gave a big HK.
Yeah.
And he's back watching Premier League or Bundesliga in his room.
Bundesliga.
So he was.
Sorry.
I was worried about their start. They actually had a bad start, but the goalie has a dynamic duo. Ding, ding, ding. Schmaltz and Keller hit again. Unbelievable when they're on the ice.
Holy crap.
Those two together on the ice right now, there's 12 points in the 2 games prior to tonight. And now Keller scores, Schmaltz scores, so they're simply
Keller did not score.
Keller didn't score? Oh, no, he passed the puck.
To Sean's
Sorry,
Yeah, I was
disappointment.
gonna say.
He passed the puck. Passed the puck to Fisher. Sorry. But he got a couple of more points, and he was third star of the week. So that is definitely stop Josi. How about that shot? The seeing eye shot by Josi on the power play. So
2 for 3.
1.5.
1.5?
1.5. We're giving him 1.5, which is usually good enough to get him to overtime. But in this case, because the hockey gods in karma, it's a win.
I feel like they don't deserve credit for the second one because Schmaltz only took 3 shots on net after having 2 in the first
He
period.
didn't get 3 shots on net.
Or no, that's what I meant. He only had 2 shots on that after
Because
only
if somebody
taking
would
2
have
in the
taken
first
it to
period.
get over 2.5 shots per the game after first period, you think you're okay, right?
You would think you were okay, but you weren't. You would also think if Nick
You weren't,
Bukestad and Clayton
Emma.
Keller both have the puck in their offensive zone with the net empty, that
Shoot.
you would be okay. But again, you weren't.
You're not
You would
okay.
also think that if one of the worst teams in hockey was playing a better team in hockey coming off of the night before a Super Bowl on a road trip, they would lose and lose handedly. But again, they didn't. So
So
don't bet on the Arizona Coyotes.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit more about Schmaltz and Keller because, oh my goodness, these two are on fire. Nick Schmaltz, his 14th goal of the season. He has goals in his last 3 games. Clayton Keller, 49 points this season. On an absolute rampage. You can bet one of these two. Maybe, sorry if you bet Keller anytime goal scorer, but you can bet at least one of them is getting either a goal or points as of late. They are just clicking right now. It's absolutely clicking.
Yeah, you know what? The one thing with Keller, we talk about him a lot, is his commitment to the game seems to be different this season. Maybe over the last 2 years, where it's a 200-foot game, and he's really engaged. You see when he's yelling at the ref and trying to, he's into this. And I don't know how to describe this, but an earlier Clayton Keller, a couple of years ago, the earlier version, just, I don't know if he had that bite in the game. And I think you're seeing that now. And that's, honestly, it's part of the reason for his success that he's having right now. And to be honest, those two played really well together. Schmaltz and Keller just have something together. They have that chemistry. And if Hayton can connect on that one that they gets passed right in front of the net, that's a beautiful feed by Keller. And that could make the difference in this game early. But those two, especially, they just have such good chemistry together.
What do you make of Barrett Hayton between them now that we've seen it for a little while?
I don't know, because when you look at the score sheet, Hayton's name he's not getting those points. It's just the two of them. And
But he seems to be like a space clearer, right? Goes through the net. He almost serves the role that Marty Hansel served between Verbata and Whitney.
Yeah, I think 29 is getting to the net, and he's getting to the net hard. And so what that does, it creates more space because he pulls the defender with him. When you pull a defender with you to cover you in front of the net, that means there's more ice for the two skilled players to get to. The other thing he does is below the goal line, Barrett Hayton's a bigger, stronger guy. And no knock on Schmaltz or Keller, but they're not big physical guys that are getting guys to separate the puck and making attempts at the net. That's Barrett Hayton's job. Barrett Hayton's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. He can dig out those pucks in the corner and let those guys have more space and more room because he is getting that for him. I think what you saw him with Boyd last year, Boyd was more of a playmaker for him. I think Boyd was the guy that could get them nice plays and help set them up to get those points. Now it's Hayton clearing more room and the ability to dig out pucks for them. And I think it's been a good fit. Clearly it is because their points are reflecting that, and they've got points in 6. And I don't know the exact date he started playing with them, but points in their last 6, he hasn't been with them for much longer than that. So it's been working.
Yep, absolutely. Well, those two were the ones getting it started, but it was Lawson Crouse who kind of put a bow on this one, scoring his 18th and 19th goals of the year, his 30th and 31st points of the season, his second consecutive 30-point season for Lawson Crouse. Both of Krause's goals assisted by Michelli, and Mosier had the second assist on that first goal, but Lawson Crouse kind of finding his stride also right now.
Yeah, one more goal, he'll equal his goal total from last season, which was a career high. He'll get to 20 goals. He's going to get to 20 goals again. He's still got a chance to get to 30, which was his goal at the start of the season, even though he's missed a chunk of time. But also just continuing to progress as a player. He does so many things right for this team, and he's giving them offense now. And I love the pairing with Matias Michelli. I just think that they work really well together. They complement each other's games. So I would expect to see that for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, we thought Crouse coming here with the confidence in the fall, saying I'm going to do this year, and it wasn't tongue in cheek. It wasn't. Yeah, no, I'm going to do this. I believe I'm going to get 30 goals. Well, he's played 49 games now. He's at 19. He's clearly going to get 20. He's got a lot of hockey left. 30 is not an unreasonable mark.
You get hot. You get a hot stretch, right?
I mean, that's it. And then just stay at the pace you're at now, and he's going to hit 30 goals this year. Clayton Keller should be on pace for 30 as well. So for this team to have 2 30-goal scores,
that's crazy to think about.
It's impressive for
They
this
just
team.
don't have many in their history.
Yeah, so it's impressive.
Seriously, it's
The one thing
crazy how few.
The one thing that Crouse does is he's a guy that finds that space between the hash marks. We talk about Keller's goals. Keller's goals aren't from 2 feet from the blue paint, where 67 can get in between the hash marks. He can find that space because of his big size. And I tell you what, his shot on the power play in that bumper roll has been very effective. To Michelli's point, we keep talking about Michelli adding those points. And what Michelli does very, very well is he's able to make plays. He can make passes through sticks, through bodies, and he can find Lawson Crouse. I think when coaches look at tandems, you look at 8 and 9, Keller and Schmaltz together, and now you're looking at 63 and 67 are becoming those tandems that have to stick together.
Fun that they're 8 and 9, 63, 67. That's kind of fun.
So I think that pairing has been really good. It's something, again, to try to grab onto and look forward to in the years to come, because I think those players are still going to be the building blocks that helps get them through this. And this is that middle core we've talked about, and they're all having the kind of seasons you want to have them have.
Yep.
You want to crown somebody before I throw trivia at Petey?
So Emma's got to get to bed here.
Do the trivia.
Okay. How many 30-goal scorers do you think the Coyotes have in their entire history? How many players have done it? How many instances has someone crossed the 30?
How many players? I'll say 5.
Okay.
Maybe 6. 7. 7 players, and it's happened 11 times.
That's scary, dude.
What is it?
You're exact on both.
Come on!
What?
You're exact on both.
If there's a mic, drop that sumbitch, because that's unreal.
All right, here are the players.
Nagy, Whitney, Roenick, Kachuk, Doan, Verbata.
Nagy didn't get there.
Didn't?
No. But
shoot.
But that's okay. You're right.
And
Okay,
Verbata.
say it again. Start over.
Well, Roenick, Kachuk.
Yep, those 2.
Anybody else from those old? There's the Gartner.
Yep.
Mike Gartner. Doan.
Yep.
Verbata.
Yep.
Whitney.
No.
No. Yeah, well, the show will be
2 guys.
Who'd I miss?
Danny Briere and Mike Comrie.
Mike Comrie.
Wow.
I wouldn't have got MC. Sorry, MC. I wouldn't have got that because I know MC's listening too. I wouldn't have got that.
Wow.
That's not bad though.
That's a fun fact.
You got the numbers.
But
There
I was thinking the wrong players.
I'm just saying that's how rare it is. 7 guys.
7
have done
guys
it
in the
their
history
26 years
of Arizona.
Yeah.
And we could have 2 this
Could have 2
season.
on the same team.
That's unreal.
So let's root for that. Let's root for 2
Yeah.
30-goal scores
that's
and
a fun thing to root for
22-23.
inside the season.
Yes.
Let's root for that.
Absolutely. And it was kind of a no-brainer tonight for our king of the game, and that is Lawson Crouse, the Law, 2 goals in this one tonight's DraftKings king of the game. His
That is
crown
a
is so
big
big
crown.
it is falling off the screen.
Because Tyson Nash called them the big man. And
Fitting. One with a big crown.
Went with a
Yeah.
big crown.
Sense.
I love
Literally
it.
off the screen.
I
Reverse
respect
retro
it.
crown.
I absolutely respect it. So congrats
Law.
to Lawson Crouse. If you bet Lawson Crouse anytime
I
goal
know,
scorer tonight,
buddy.
you would have won yourself some coin. I won myself a lot of coin last night on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. During the Super Bowl, I hit like more than 50% of my bets. Tails, Kansas City to win, the coin toss, like just the over. There were so many. I won a lot of money, and it was so much fun to do. And it was so fun because it felt like every play someone had a bet just because and I actually got a bunch of people at the Super Bowl party I attended and did not throw. I got a lot of those people to sign up for DraftKings like 10 minutes before the game, and they used our code. So they got the free I literally watched my roommate do it. She got the free bets by betting $5 on the Super Bowl. So the promotions, they're for real. And if you want to get in on that action, you absolutely should check out the DraftKings Sportsbook app for real. If you bet on Super Bowl 57, you would have gotten those $200 in free bets instantly. That's using the promo code PHNX. And as always, minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void in Ohio. See show notes for details. What were you drinking yesterday?
I was kilt lifter at the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Are we surprised?
What was I drinking today? What's the red?
Oh yeah, it was some rough red. It's a novelty. It's a one-off.
It's good.
Yeah, it's a little heavier though.
Yeah.
I think it's a
Tell me about
7.5%.
it. I
Tastes
feel
good,
like I'm a
but
little lower in my chair.
it does
tonight.
taste good, but it's
Yeah.
it's got a little bite
I'm
to
just
it.
finding out the name of it. What? Oh. Hang on. Wait. Let me give a good
And
smile.
he didn't have glasses either. So how the
Here
hell
it
is he
is.
going to get this? What is it?
What is it?
Holmberg bound.
Holmberg bound.
Wow.
Big red rough.
Big,
was good.
big
So
red and rough.
I went to go buy peach ale at Target yesterday.
Bad
sold
news.
out.
Sold
The
out.
shelf, like you could see the little tag. Sold
Sold
out.
out.
Everyone had the same idea.
Plenty of
As me.
Coors Light, though.
Yeah, no.
Plenty of peach.
Don't worry.
That's a great Super Bowl beer. The peach.
I
That's
know.
why it was gone.
So I just grabbed some Kilt Lifter because it's a crowd favorite. We
Yep.
were drinking Four Peaks the
Number one
entire
selling
time.
beer at Four Peaks. Just
Yeah,
saying.
absolutely. And you know what's better than drinking beer? It's pairing them with delicious Girl Scout cookies. So check out check out the Four Peaks cookie pairing at their A Street Pub location in Tempe on February 16th. You must be 21
That's like
This
this
or
week.
older
yeah.
to
That's this
enjoy
week.
responsibly.
And
Yep.
they've got new Girl Scout cookie flavors, and I'm thinking everyone will go with a Kilt Lifter. Just saying. Pumpkin porter might be a little tough with some of those flavors. Like a tag along.
Going on here.
Some
Tag along.
sounds.
They have some new ones that look really good.
I'm curious about this. I really am. I want to check this
Okay.
out.
We'll check it
Girl
out.
Scout cookies paired with beer.
Yeah, I
There's
think
something to this.
I think I might need to go.
Yeah,
I might need to go.
I might have
And
to
by the
too.
way, I do need to circle back for 1 second because I got tripped up over my computer screen for DraftKings right now. New customers bet $5 on anything and get $200 in free bets instantly. So that's the current deal. So I saw it happen with the Super Bowl. You can do it
Super
now.
Bowl betting, that nothing like it. We had, I think we counted 33 bets at our house
So
between
fun.
me and my wife.
So fun.
We put them on note cards and put them at the coffee table. And if it was a parlay, we'd have red check marks by him. And we had our little ding bell. It's like by Sean DP right now. We had that bell. That's the
one.
bell. And every time somebody got a bet right, we'd ding the bell.
Love
So
it.
we had a ball.
All right, we got 2 super chats. The first one is from Roaring Fork. Said, PD, can you do a walking and talking with Michelli? If so, please ask him if he plans to change his number. Don't want an obsolete one next
He's
year.
he's going to the team shop, getting a Michelli 63. That does sound made up, doesn't it? It's like, okay, kid, because it used to be if you were in the 60s, 70s, 80s, not 99, but you were there at training camp and you literally kind of go to a baseball training camp and see those numbers. You go, oh, that kid ain't gonna play. You're done. So 63 would be one of those guys. He ain't playing. 65, you're not making the team. But now he's made the team, so maybe he could change. Wouldn't be the first guy to change his number.
Who's going to wear the first triple-digit number in the NHL?
Think it's gonna happen?
I don't know.
Montreal.
They're
Connor
gonna
Bedard.
They're gonna run out of
Montreal could
numbers in
happen.
Montreal.
Yeah.
That's true.
Huh.
Okay, we have another.
Before we go farther,
Oh.
and I want DP's opinion on this. Is 0 a number?
Yes.
Is 0 a jersey number in sports?
Yes.
Basketball is the only place it's acceptable.
Well, why?
Otherwise,
Why do they get a free pass?
I just think they're grandfathered in at this point.
It's a number.
Generally
It's
speaking,
not a
I
number.
don't
It's
like
the
it.
absence of a number.
I'm right with you. That's
It's like
why
black is an absence of color.
even in basketball, I hate
0 is an absence of numbers.
That one's always confused.
Double
because
zero?
You mix all the colors together. They
It's
make
brown.
I
black.
don't like double
So,
zero.
Yeah, I don't like 00.
I don't like
in
double
basketball.
zero,
but double
but
0 and 0 are two
the
different
point of
numbers
a
on a
number
roster.
is to
It's just
distinguish.
stupid.
Arenas, right?
But the point of a number is to distinguish you. So if a
Well, then
zero
let's just start doing
distinguishes
shapes.
you,
Actually, the point of numbers originated in baseball as a way to signify what position in the batting lineup they were. So it
1 through 9.
It was 1 through 9. So for that reason, based
That's why
on
we have
history,
him here. That's
0 should
brilliant.
not be a number.
well, the
That's
greatest
brilliant.
hockey
Not be
player
number.
of all time was
So
number
let's
99.
just start putting
so
shapes.
I
Oh,
think zero
and
should be
Diamond is up to
acceptable.
plate and he passes it to triangle, and triangle gets it to
Shapes. Yeah.
circle.
The thing that bothers me
Why
is
not?
saying number 0. Like he passes it to number 0. That
That's not
doesn't.
number 0.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
It's, okay.
I
Sorry,
agree with you, Petey.
I know we have
What
business.
about
to do.
negative numbers? How would you feel about those?
It's number negative 37 shoots and he scores. Sorry.
Hang it in the rafters.
Yeah, could you imagine negative?
37.
That's a 00 or a 0 in the rafters would not sit right with me. It would look odd.
I love it. All
Okay,
right.
Sorry.
This
Back to
is
the
not.
show.
This is a real number. It's a $10 super chat from Alltex.
10.
Said, typically
buddy.
lower end players get better on good teams. Considering Arizona's in rebuild mode, is that translating onto Cassian a lot? Number 44 got back-to-back 15-goal seasons with Edmonton in 18-19 and 19-20. Thoughts?
Well, we know he's got the Cassian jersey.
Yes, we know Alltex is a
and he's got the
big
stick,
Cassian
and a
fan.
huge Cassian fan. Cassian played on a team with a guy named Connor McDavid, and that helped him get a lot of points. He doesn't have that. I don't know if he's got the same jam, desire, or will to play for this team.
Yep.
And that's why
think
he has
that's
1
fair.
point through 39.
I think that's fair.
I do not think he is going to be a guy that gets points on this team. His ice time is not going to reflect that. The situations he's going to be on the ice aren't going to reflect that. He's the guy, and it came tonight. And when they get a 2-minute man on the ice penalty and somebody needs to go serve it, it's Zach Kassian.
Yeah, it was funny. He did it tonight, and he said he was like laughing when he sat down. It was kind of funny.
So, no, I don't think he's going to have a resurgence at Arizona Coyotes. Sorry, I'll take. But the sticks still fire. Like that's still elite.
That's still amazing.
Yeah.
You got that.
Can we talk about the fact that our number conversation has it triggered a math chat, and we've got irrational numbers and imaginary numbers and
One
fractions.
quarter.
Buddy, that's when I quit
One
math
quarter
in college.
shoots and scores.
9/5 with his 30th
I didn't
goal
even
of the
think
year.
about like decimals or
Yeah.
fractions.
Someone said 666 is a no-go. Is
Is a
negative
no-go.
J a number?
I'm the square root of 372.
Love it. Love it. See, now is negative J a number? That's when I quit math in college. When they had imaginary numbers, I walked out.
If you're just tuning in,
I'm
I
done.
don't know what to tell you. Oh,
Who's going to be at the Mullet on Wednesday? Is Ogie Gilbert going to be there?
We will be there.
We will be there.
All of us will be there.
We'll
It's
also
Star
be,
Wars night. I thought Star Wars was May the 4th.
Well, the Coyotes aren't playing hockey in May. Let's be real.
Yeah, fair point.
Sorry. All right. We'll talk more about our plans before that game in a little, but we need to talk about the thing that I'm sure there are a few people in here wondering about because
Like grilled cheese sandwiches?
That'd be pie. Something needs to be pie. The number is wrapping around the
it's got to be 3.14.
It just keeps going.
I'm trying. Trust me, everyone. I'm trying to bring up Jakob Chychrun. I'm trying.
Okay.
Jakob Chychrun once again scratched in this game. He was scratched Saturday night for trade relations.
That's the best mark. That's the best one.
Have you ever seen the East West College Bowl from Key and Peele?
Yeah.
What's up? My name is Dolphin Noises. He just says Dolphin Noises.
Or
That's what it's gotta be.
what's it called? Like
great.
It's like,
brilliant.
yeah, it's. Could you imagine going down the ice? Keller passes to, and he scores.
That's fire, Mark. That's great.
Oh my God, percentage? 7%.
If 0 can be a number, where does it end?
Okay,
Jakob
sorry.
Chychrun once again out of the lineup. This one seems to have spiraled a little bit out of control. Different reports on Twitter all day long yesterday. A deal with the LA Kings with Brandt Clark. Oh no, Brandt Clark is not on the trading block. Why? Like, what's going to happen? What's the conversation? Who's in? Who's out? What's going on? He's out again. Coach Turney telling the media this morning in Nashville he will not be with the team the rest of this week. In fact, he probably
won't play
won't.
again until something
Something
happens,
happens.
whatever that means.
Yeah, that's pretty vague,
What a
though.
freaking saga.
Adam Bingen, who I used to work with at The Athletic and is writing for Sportsnet now, asked a follow-up question that is, are you saying that Jakob Chychrun has played his last game with the Coyotes? And he said, that's not for me to decide. That's for Bill to decide. So it's hard to grasp what's going on because the Coyotes around the same time said, well, he'll be a game-time decision tonight. They didn't say he's going to be out of the lineup until something happens. So it's hard to grasp what's going on here right now. It's crazy. It's a weird
bizarre.
situation. Yeah. And listen, other teams have sat players, to protect their assets close to the trade deadline. We saw it with Taylor Hall, who was in the Gila River press box. But this one just has
This one feels
vibe
different to me.
it. Yeah.
It does. And even with Taylor Hall, but you've got to look at players that are, and we're not going to paint any picture. Jakob Chychrun is a disgruntled player. And I think that when you talked about Taylor Hall, I think he was at that point that get me out of here to get traded, and he gets sitting on the lineup. Jakob Chychrun's situation in this fall started completely on the wrong foot. I don't know if where he was getting his advice and what to say at the press conference, but it started off on the wrong foot. I don't want to be here. That's just not what you say. You say it behind closed doors, but not there. So publicly it came out, doesn't want to be here. Then we, as a show, said, get out there and play. Get out there and play. Prove you want to be traded. He's done that. I think he's played good enough to get traded.
Yep.
I do. I think
Even
he's put
Coach Turney acknowledged in his in what he said this morning that he's shown up to the rink with a smile on his face and he's been a good teammate and he's done
been
what's
really
asked
good
of
on
him.
the ice.
Yeah.
He's 1 point behind Gostisbehere for the lead in points by a defense and playing 11 fewer games.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's done what he's been asked. This is unusual what's going on right now because when you first think, he's out for trade reasons. And first everybody, we saw it on Twitter. Oh, he's got to be going traded today. He's not. Like it wasn't. This was nothing imminently to be traded to the point of. Well, I think we kind of expected him to play tonight. Yeah. So this tells me a couple things. Somebody said in here he's hurt. Somebody I saw it on the chat saying I'm just speculating. This is not reporting. I'm going to hashtag this on the bottom or asterisk. This is not reporting. This is just my supposition. if a player has a slight injury or just not feeling quite right, maybe tired, maybe a little sore, but not injured, and you're thinking he is your most valuable asset going into the trade deadline, you got to keep him out of the lineup. I'm not saying that's what happened here. I'm saying that's another possibility of a reason why. Or it could be Jakob Chychrun goes, you know what? I did what you want me to do. I played like you wanted me to play. Get me the hell out of here. Like, what is going on? Because I want out. It could be from the player side. It might not be management side going, hey, let's keep him out. The player might go, you know what? I don't want to get hurt. I might be pulling myself out of this lineup in this situation because I don't want to miss this trade deadline and miss the opportunity to get out of here. Because if something happens to me, I might be stuck here forever. So it might not be Bill Armstrong. It might be Jakob Chychrun and his agent, his group saying, you know what? Let's just be safe here. I don't think, however, this is, we are one prospect away from making this unbelievable trade work and it could be done in the next few hours.
No.
I don't think it's that.
I don't think so.
Which is what's
I know that,
been reported.
Yeah, there's been all sorts of stuff out there. I don't think that's the case.
But I don't think that's the case.
I don't think a trade has been close.
Right. I'm going to agree with you. I don't think there's anything imminent here. I think it's almost like a standoff. It's a standoff. Who's going to blink? You're going to play again, or you're not going to play again, or we're going to trade you. I don't know.
And I know that you mentioned the Brand Clark stuff, Leah. And I hate this time of year. I hate this time of year because so much stuff gets thrown out. So many rumors get thrown out. So much. I'm just going to say it. There's so much bad reporting this time of year. People are willing to throw stuff out without sourcing it properly, without getting confirmation. And we've seen a ton of that with Jakob Chychrun already. No, Brand Clark was not part of a trade. And that was thrown out by a couple people, not just one. Two fairly big names threw that out. No, it wasn't true. It's just a bad report.
And maybe we're all wrong, and maybe at midnight tonight we're doing a live special show. I don't know,
he'll be long asleep.
I do not have the sense that everybody Craig told you. He sat here on Saturday. Don't sit by your computers for Super Bowl Sunday and look for a Jakob Chychrun trade. We said it here. I heard Craig say that, and yet all day Sunday, it's, I'm scrolling for the J. It's not coming. It's not going to be there tomorrow. So deep breath. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. We'll yet to see if he gets traded by the trade deadline. I'm still not convinced he will be.
That'll be an interesting situation if he's not.
Yeah.
I feel like now they got to get something done. But again, you can't be pressured into making a deal that you don't feel moves the team forward. Bill keeps saying this. You can't be pressured into taking less than you want to take. You can't do it.
And the best part for Bill in this, he's not trying to make the playoffs. Okay, like if he needs that asset to move the needle to get you, you don't want to. If we're going to have an impasse here, Chych, and you don't want to play right now, buddy, I don't care. Do what you got to do because we're not trying to make the playoffs today. So it's okay. You want to play you're playing a waiting game with a guy that has no problem waiting. So I don't know where this is going to end up. I don't know.
Yep, and we won't know until it happens.
There were a lot of pictures, though.
There were a lot
of sightings.
There were so many rumors. We didn't quite know what to believe, and luckily we have our PHNX diehard Discord to keep us on track of all of the Jakob Chychrun sightings. So
The first one was what?
Let's see. The first Jakob Chychrun sighting
was at the Denver airport.
Was at the Denver airport? Okay.
Obviously. But then
there he
is at the Denver airport. Shout out Drew in our Discord for this. Next spotting, we got, let's see, Chychrun in Boston. Okay, he spotted.
Is that Paul Revere?
Yeah, I believe so. There he is in Boston. Where else was he spotted? Let's see. Oh! Hollywood, right by the Hollywood sign. I don't know. Getting
spark those LA rumors.
Those LA trade rumors.
He does have Hollywood drip though.
Yeah, he does.
I'm gonna see how many times I can use the word drip in consecutive videos. By the way.
Did a cruise along Mulholland and
did we see him?
The Hollywood sign.
Did we see him anywhere else?
Yes, we did.
We did.
Oh, at Disneyland.
That's pretty close to Hollywood.
He went there with Mahomes
with
today.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes and Chych were spotted just outside Disneyland. I saw
Patrick Mahomes or Clayton Keller.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that today. The show will last too long. I think there was one more, wasn't there?
I think so.
Plenty more.
He
was back in the valley.
Made it back to Arizona just in time to be one of Rihanna's dancers at the Super Bowl.
And then,
KHL?
What's this?
He's been
Krasnaya Ploshchady.
He's been
That's Red Square in Russian.
He's been traded to
He
the
was in
KHL.
Moscow.
He was in KHL. He's everywhere.
I told. Hey, that's to the rumors that he was following KHL players. Right there, it is.
Oh, and there he is in Toronto.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
He's
Chick
been
just
everywhere.
globetrotting.
Wow,
It's
and
amazing.
as Drew mentioned, somehow Air Canada didn't gaff up. He just barely made it post halftime show.
Like next guy.
There's
That's
a reason he
flat
doesn't have his
standing.
bags with him.
Yeah,
They're
that's
still
true.
on the
Yeah,
flight.
that's true.
He is bagless and wearing the same suit.
Yeah,
So.
exactly.
So keep them coming. And
Oh,
if
my
you
God.
happen to spot Jakob Chychrun around this globe,
Drew, thank you so much for
Yeah,
providing us
seriously.
entertainment.
That
That
was
was
hilarious.
unreal. Oh man, so good.
that
Yeah,
is
just
hilarious.
the rumors are endless. It's just like Craig said, it's that time of year. Twitter. Oh yeah, I don't know what else
Do you
to
think
say.
this sparks teams that are waiting for Jakob Chychrun going, oh my gosh,
It could.
Team A is going, Team B is going to get him because they're getting close to do, we better jump in on this? Do you think
I
it's
don't know.
sparking that?
I don't know.
I had
Does
that
one
thought,
GM
too.
call another GM? Are GMs honest with each other? It might. You might think, oh my God, he's close.
He's out of the lineup. He's close to
maybe
going
we
somewhere else.
oh,
Hey, I
we
maybe
better
gotta
get on the
make
phone.
our offer
Maybe
now.
we should dial it back in and see what the
Yeah,
situation
maybe.
is. Yeah,
Maybe
I don't
it's
know.
all cat and mouse. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
know where it will come from first and where we'll
Yeah.
talk about it the most. Maybe not first.
Yeah, I mean, but here's what I'll say on that too. Like when it's a big trade like this, national guys will get it a lot. But just be careful who you're trusting of those national guys. And I don't want to throw shade, but I think people know who the reputable guys are that don't just rumor monger. Shout out to Jeff Merrick. Like right after that news came out, he was making calls to all these teams to find out.
Yeah.
Jeff Merrick's a good reporter. Trust Jeff Merrick. Trust Elliot Friedman. Trust Pierre LeBrun.
And Merrick basically just said, I talked to these teams and they said, no, they're not in on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like he didn't say, yes, somebody else is. He goes, no, the teams I've talked to, they're not. So yeah, you got to make the phone calls. And that's why I
There's-
said all
there's
of what
too
I've
much
said is
casual
my
reporting.
supposition.
Too much casual reporting. There are standards. There are things you have to do, and you can't rely on secondhand sources. And that happens far too often in this
Yeah.
business. And you get what we see, like all the crazy speculation.
Yep. We'll talk more about Jakob Chychrun tomorrow because this is only going to continue to
Yes.
to be a rumor. Jakob Chychrun was trending all day on Twitter, or in Arizona. At
And they'll be
least.
back in town tomorrow too. So now you can see. Is he going out to skate? Is he limping?
Yeah,
in
I'm
a-
not sure they'll practice tomorrow, especially
No.
after a win 3 and 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They'll
but
probably be off.
we'll see him
this week.
This
They'll-
week?
they're-
Is he
for-
at the
for
rink? Is he in a
short
boot? Is he got a sling? Or is he?
Is he around?
Not. Is he around?
Oh, he's in
Yeah.
a blue suit.
He's in a
obviously.
blue
Well,
suit.
and this is funny because A-Root said Air Canada lost his bag. That's why he doesn't have anything with him in any of those pictures.
That's
So,
on point.
good stuff. Good stuff. Well, if whoever does eventually get traded to the team, I'll give them the hookup to set up their new home, their new apartment, take them shopping at More Furniture because that's where you can find the best furniture in the Valley. I have a trip to More Furniture on the horizon. I'm moving soon. I need a lot of stuff. I cannot wait. I've already been scrolling morefurniture.com just to get a sense of what's out there. And I can't wait to check it out. And you can save big on the best furniture in the Valley when you head to morefurniture.com. That's MOR furniture.com. And on the subject of Super Bowl, since it just happened, I also had some pick'ems out on Underdog. I was very upset. Petey and I both had bad beats last night. We were both 4 for 5 on different pick'ems. Oh, that hurt though. It hurt because you could have won 20
I
times your
know.
money, and we were both
One away.
One away. Luckily, usually Underdog does insurance, so you can, if you miss one leg, you still
Get
win.
something.
Just yesterday with that really easy Jalen Hurts, which by the way, like
Half a yard. For
half a
Jalen
yard. How about 4 rushing touchdowns? But
Hurts. If I was a
Um,
football show, I want to get into that. Can he be MVP?
if he lost, even if
Yeah, they
they
could do it in
lost,
hockey. Hextall was MVP. Conn Smythe.
can he or
lost.
should he?
What, buddy, look at those numbers.
I'm not saying can. I'm saying
Okay, that was it. I'm
Okay.
sorry. It's not a football show.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Anywho, I tried to redeem myself again tonight with a Underdog pick'em.
Yeah, how'd it go?
It was Veggie over saves. He was half a save under.
Oh,
Josi higher. It was Josi higher than 4 shots. I think he had 4 shots on goal in the end. And then it was Keller higher than 2.5 shots. And I don't think he got that. So,
tough night.
no, Josi did get 5. So he got higher.
But you missed it by Veggie by half
I
a
missed it
shot.
by, And Keller, I also missed by half a shot. So I was very close. And I had just picked lower on those, I would have gotten it. But I'll keep trying because it's super fun.
And easy.
It's so easy. And I need to just start getting the insurance just to win myself some money back. But the good news is when I deposited money, I got a match from Underdog, because when you sign up with the code PHNX, Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. That's on underdogfantasy.com or downloading the app with the code PHNX. While we're talking about the Super Bowl, should we talk about the Super Bowl?
We should talk about the Super Bowl. I'm curious what you guys thought of that. I just wrote a story today rating the 4 Super Bowls, and actually all I did was rate them. I didn't do any of the writing. I let other people do that for me. A bunch of old colleagues, and I do mean old. That was a great game up until the last few plays. That was a classic. That had a chance to be right there to me with Patriots Giants when the Patriots were undefeated and lost the last game, and then Seahawks Patriots, which in my mind was the best Super Bowl in Arizona. How do you guys feel? First of all, what'd you think of the holding call? Do you think it was warranted? And does that impact the quality of the game when a game ends like that? Go. I can see you.
I've been consistent about this since it happened. It was a hold. Call a hold. Get over it. Like people like to say, well, they weren't calling the game like that all game, or you can't blow a whistle when that's the point of the game. You also can't commit a penalty at that point of the game. Yeah. And Bradbury came out afterwards and admitted that he held him, which he clearly did if you watch the video. It's a legit call. I get that people don't want that to be made there, but the reality is he held him. If the refs start deciding when they shouldn't make calls, that becomes a problem for me, because games should be called consistently with as little human influence as possible. And obviously refs are humans, they'll make mistakes, but they shouldn't purposely not make a call just because of what point it is at the game if they would make that call at a different point, which I think they would, because like I said, Bradbury himself admitted to it being a hold. So I get that it sucks that the game ended that way, but get over it. That's the rules of the game.
Anything more?
No, he's right. The only thing I say about sports, because we're also passionate about our teams, flip it the other way. If that was the ball on the other foot and that happened to an Eagles receiver and it was a Chief holding call, you think they would, the Eagles fans said, well, no, the Super Bowl has an asterisk by it. Hell no.
Right.
That we won. That's the game we won. So if you can take yourself out of it, it was a hold. It made the call. The one that I get confused at, I don't want to get into a football show. The one I don't understand, someone needs to explain it to me. Kansas City has the ball on the 1 yard line. He steps like this. It's a touchdown. They're up by 7. Why doesn't he go in?
Because then he can, if he goes in at that point, then the Eagles get the ball back with a chance to get a touchdown.
It was actually very well thought.
It was strategic.
How much time, though? It was 30 seconds at that time, wasn't it?
Yeah, but at this point, they left no time. They removed the down. I think it might have been a little more than that. But
you don't want to give them time, especially if you're going to kick. If you end up kicking a field goal, they don't have to drive the full length of the field.
Exactly. And the Chiefs know better than anyone that they need 13 seconds and the team can get down the field and kick a field goal. So.
I'm sorry, that's why I'm not a football coach, because my guy doesn't run his ass into the line, score the goddamn touchdown, because if Butker missed the first one of the night off the bar, and that goes to overtime, you're an idiot.
That's the danger of it.
You're an idiot.
That is absolutely
the field was slippery.
Score when you can score.
Guys fell down all the time. My kicker slips on his back foot because I didn't want to put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands with under a minute to go. You're out of your mind. Run the goddamn ball in. Get a touchdown. Try not to score.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Here are my thoughts.
Back to hockey.
All I wanted was an entertaining, high-scoring, close game, and that's what I got.
We got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yay, team.
We always talk about
close.
Call the rule book. We talk about this in the NHL playoffs all the time. If you're consistent, nobody's going to complain. Just call the rule book. So, yeah, there was a period where I was like, oh, God. But I think it's more that it just impacts the quality of the game for me, because that game right till the end was like, wow, this is another classic in Arizona. And then it's a penalty, and then we like end the game on 2 kneel downs, and it was a little bit anticlimactic, and that's what dropped it below those other 2 games for me. It was a really good game, but it was not the undefeated Patriots getting shocked and David Tyree with helmet catch and Eli Manning, who is like the least fleet-footed quarterback ever, is evading sacks, and then the Seahawks game was just insane. Why the hell are you not running Marshawn Lynch on the goal line? Those were incredible games. especially the Seattle game, because that was a great game throughout. That's the best game that I've watched here. This one just didn't quite get there. It was close, and it could have, but it didn't quite get there.
The thing I like about this one is I don't think you could deny that the two best teams in football were in the at least the best team in each conference was in the Super Bowl, and that the best team won. I think at least the best quarterback won. And I'm also a big fan of Patrick Mahomes winning the Super Bowl because I don't want to get into a situation like we get in another sport that's commonly where the GOAT is commonly fought over, where you talk about one having rings and one, despite one clearly being better than the other. I'm not going to point those players out, but I don't want to get into a situation where Patrick Mahomes, who I think clearly is the most talented quarterback to ever play the game, doesn't get the rings. And then people are like, well, he's not the GOAT. Brady's the GOAT. He's clearly better than Tom Brady as a football player, in my opinion. And I'm glad that he's now got 2 rings in 3 years to back it up.
So the halftime show was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it.
I liked Rihanna too.
Legend. The playlist, legend. The set, legend. The fact that she didn't bring anybody out, icon.
Oh, well,
And-
Loved it.
she brought one person out.
Yeah,
Her
exactly.
debuting her baby bump. Legend.
Exactly.
Can you imagine?
What the
I couldn't
heck?
even get up on one of those risers now. Like if I was pregnant on one of those.
I would legit.
And it was moving.
I'm
When
afraid
I got
of heights.
close, it was like,
legit
yeah.
crying.
Yeah, it was
Wasn't
like this.
steady. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting on that thing. There's no way.
So
And she's performing.
Unreal.
I did think at first it was CG. At the very, very, very beginning, I go, "Oh, this is hokey CG." Because didn't somebody jump in pink or something?
Lady
No,
Gaga.
Lady Gaga
She
jumped
leaped
off the
from
thing.
leaped from the top of the
Come
thing. Yeah.
on. So I thought that was what this was. And he's, "Oh shit, that's real." I'm like, "Oh no, that's real." And then it scared the shit out of me because I'm afraid of heights. And I'm like, "Oh no." She was strapped in there pretty good.
Yeah, she
so
was.
Made me feel a little
And she
better,
was
but-
wearing like sneakers,
Whew.
not heels. So respect. Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Any other thoughts? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is good stuff. Good.
That was.
Good game.
Are we going to talk about the ads at all and how
Oh,
terrible they
yeah.
are?
I just-
Mid.
Yeah,
So it was the worst.
Man,
It was the
dog
worst
ads
year.
were great. The dog ads
Yes.
were great.
Yeah.
That's
I would
the
agree.
part
Put a
of the Super
dog
Bowl.
in it, make me cry, you win.
I
Yeah.
really liked
Like the Budweiser used to, the dog with the
Yes.
horse.
I really liked the NFL commercial with the woman from Mexico with the flag football
That was
things where she was
fire,
running
too.
away from everybody and she was even running away from her mom.
Mom.
It does bother me, and I said this earlier, and I feel like I can't bring this up without mentioning it. I don't know that I trust the NFL to actually like care about equality. So it's a little bit of like, what are you trying to do there? But as a commercial
Yeah,
in
good
and of
commercial.
itself, I thought it was
Yeah.
pretty good.
No, it was definitely.
But we all agreed. I think
was
we all agreed.
like-
it was
yeah.
the one that we cried at with the girl with the
It was
dog.
window
for
dressing.
generations.
Oh.
Yeah, no question.
That was like
Yeah, that one was
The other
flawless.
thing, like before we move off the Super Bowl and move to my culinary skills,
Yeah.
I'm laughing over
buddy,
there.
we don't get paid by the hour here.
Are we going to have Super Bowls in Arizona endlessly? Is it going to come back
They should.
consistently?
they should.
They did
The
such a good
games
job.
are
Although let
fantastic
me
here.
take a
We
vacation
Do
during
a
that
good
time.
job hosting. 5 new stadiums have opened in the past decade, and Nashville's going to be opening one really soon. There's a lot more competition for the Super Bowl. It's far. I talked to someone today when I wrote this story. It is far from a guarantee
That they'll ever get it
that
again.
State Farm remains in the Super Bowl rotation.
I will say this, and we talked about this a little bit earlier today when we were walking over to the convention center, interestingly enough, that I think Phoenix is the perfect city for it because not every city has it set up where you have really 3 separate cities where one is where
Yeah.
you party, one is where the events happen, and one is where the game is.
Yep.
And especially in a city where you also have the waste management open,
And the
like
perfect.
the weather was perfect, and you have
Perfect.
2 massive events completely separated on different sides of the city.
Yep.
I think not every city is like that. Phoenix is the perfect city for that reason. Obviously, the question will be how
we
long
have the
is the
space.
stadium?
We have the hotels. We have the. We're used to it. This city
No,
can
they've
throw a
gotten
party.
really good at hosting.
Yeah.
This city can throw a party, and DP mentioned it. I mean, Scottsdale, they partied. Downtown Phoenix nailed it. Like downtown Phoenix was between the NFL experience, the convention center, the parties on the street, nailed it. And yet you have Glendale where the event takes place. It's so spread out. Everybody pulled the weight. I thought it was great. And the weather's good.
I
Yeah.
will say this: Las Vegas hosts next year. After next year, I don't know if we will ever see a Super Bowl that's not in Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Atlanta, or that might be it.
Maybe
That
Vegas
might
can
be
do
it.
better.
And you just named 3 of the new new stadiums.
Exactly.
Then you got
Nashville
Santa
will be
Clara as
the
well,
other one. Yep.
Levi's, and what I'm forgetting one, but
Yeah.
Nashville's coming on board.
Yep.
Who doesn't want to go to Nashville?
And they've been
right?
doing them in Tampa, but I feel like for similar to Phoenix, it'll start getting pushed out by
It's
these new
tough. I think the
stadiums.
other one's in Minneapolis, actually.
I can tell you this: it won't be in Buffalo because they're not building a dome
Yeah, Minneapolis
I can't tell you
should
why.
not get a Super Bowl.
No, you should not host the Super Bowl in cold weather climates. Come
They
on.
have. They
Get
have
out
the
of
Super
here.
Bowl.
I know
They
it's
don't do
dumb.
it again.
I would
It's
rather
dumb.
it be in a
I
city
was-
like
even Dallas. That's dumb.
I would
It's
rather
not warm enough. You can't
Yeah,
count on
true.
it.
And also it's not in Dallas. It's in Arlington.
Right.
I will say
Jerry
I would
World?
rather it be in like Minnesota, or if Buffalo were to have a dome, like a city like that, over New York City. I think New York City is the worst place to have an event like this.
Yeah, especially you think of where the game is too.
Yeah.
Like trying to get
New
there.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about the ads. You know what doesn't need any advertising? It's Craig's freaking grilled cheese that he cooked for us tonight. Brought a griddle pan to the office. Brought half his pantry, bread, bowls, a brush, seasonings, multiple cheeses, a block of butter, which I don't want to think about right now. Because if you were there on that postgame show, we had a grilled cheese debate about Kraft singles and Wonder Bread, and Craig was very upset by that. So he literally brought his kitchen
Kraft
to
singles are not
PHNX
cheese.
and
It's not cheese.
made
It's
us
cheese
some
food,
grilled cheese.
whatever that is. Yeah. So
Petey is so dumb.
I'm not going to tell you
can
the
go.
portions
Goodbye.
here. So
No, it's great. The office smelled like at a restaurant. Like it was
It
phenomenal.
tasted like a restaurant.
Like you do that smell of that when you put butter in a frying pan and it just sizzles. That smell, and then put bread that has a little drizzle of butter and garlic on it.
Spread.
A
Petey.
spread.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell people portions, but
The smell was
it's a butter,
phenomenal.
cheddar, garlic spread on the outside of the bread. Inside the bread, got more garlic powder, more butter, of course. We've got red pepper, black pepper. We've got Italian seasonings. We've got avocado mayo. We've got cream cheese. And then the cheeses themselves, Colby Jack, provolone, and Havarti. And there you have it. There's the grilled cheese sandwich that I made tonight.
Wow.
Can I just say the cracked red pepper was the
The key.
MVP of
Yeah.
the whole thing. Like I said, I feel like calling it a grilled cheese sandwich is derogatory because this is a sandwich that was grilled and has cheese in it, but this is not your uncle's grilled cheese sandwich. Like to the point where I think if I was like if someone offered me a grilled cheese sandwich and they gave me what you made, I would be like I was not prepared for all of this. Like I thought we were getting Wonder Bread and Kraft singles. It is. For a thing that really, I mean, it has a lot of ingredients, but it was really just bread and cheese, is the single greatest sandwich I've ever had.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow.
It's kind of hard to go back to regular grilled cheese after
It
this.
is.
I
I
gotta
don't
tell
think
you.
I can.
I don't think
I don't think I can.
regular grilled cheese will always have a special place in my heart, especially if I have like a bowl of Campbell's tomato soup.
Sure.
And some.
Oh, I'm with you on that.
Like
actually.
there'll always be a place
Dip
for that.
it? You dip?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
In the same way
absolutely.
that there's
Yes,
always
yeah,
a
I'm
place
there.
for microwavable ramen. Like there's always a place for it, but it's not legit. Like it's not. You had Craig's. You're not going back. At least you're not going to look at it the same.
I consumed a lot of cheese today. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
because we got a delivery of Mountain Mike's Pizza for lunch.
Oh,
True. I didn't even think
Okay.
about that.
So there's just been a lot of cheese and bread in my belly today, but it was so worth it because we also got wings and salad from them, so it was super. It was so good. I mean, I really ate well today. I know I saw that, Craig. Drew Photoshop Chychrun on the balloon. If you know, it's in the Discord. So go take a look. But if you want to get yourself some Mountain Mike's Pizza, head over to mountainmikespizza.com or to their Mesa, Chandler, or Tucson locations to place your next order. And remember, new diehards get a $50 voucher upon signing up for a membership. You get Mountain Mike's Pizza, $50 voucher. So check that out. Amazing pizza. Lots of cheese and bread. Lots of cheese and bread today, but that's okay. And the Coyotes, they're home. One game
back of the mullet,
Wednesday.
but it's the Bolts.
It is the Tampa Bay
Marquee
Lightning.
How are you going to get
And
there?
we're
Leah?
having a meetup before the game at Illegal Pete's
Okay.
at 4:30 in Mill Ave. So come hang out with us. If you don't have tickets yet, that's okay because buy your tickets on game time because we're feeding you for free at Illegal Pete's. Free food, free entry, 4:30 p.m. Illegal Pete's Mill Ave. That's before the game. Then while you're at Illegal Pete's, open the Game Time app because when you wait till the last second, you can save up to 60% off on tickets. And the longer you wait, the more you can save. And the best way to support us is by buying your tickets through the link below in the description. So check out the Game Time app. All right, you guys, let's look ahead at what we got coming up for the Coyotes before we wrap up. home, away, home. And then they're home and have a little nice stretch at home. So,
and 3 days off
but
there.
damn, Tampa then to LA where all the Rumorville, USA.
Does Chychrun take his bags with him and stay there?
Pull a
If
Scott
he's not
Wedgwood?
already in Hollywood or at
Yeah,
and
well,
move
he's
down the
been
hallway.
spotted
It's hard
at
to know where.
The
Disneyland.
move down the hallway trades in any sport are my favorite.
I know.
Baseball, they move from one dugout to the other. I love that.
Wedgie did that. In New
Wedgie
Jersey.
did that.
Yeah.
Landon Wilson, former
Landon
Coyote, did that with
Wilson.
Pittsburgh.
I know this will make Craig happy to hear, but you get a lot more of that if you played series.
True.
Just saying.
Yes.
Like that.
Love it.
Fire.
Love it. And
Need
then
to do that.
big battle for the bottom on Sunday, although the Coyotes need to start losing so they can be neck and neck with Columbus. And then Calgary the following week,
That's a
only
tough-
2 games. In
That
the
is a
next
tough
week,
one,
so.
though. And you keep saying they're beating these teams. They should. That Columbus game, that's tough. A back-to-back being in LA in a later time zone. That's going to be a tough game. Columbus coming back.
Maybe.
Oh, Columbus will be. Do they have a back-to-back?
I don't feel like the Blue Jackets are even trying anymore.
Yeah, that's
so.
a fair point.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's coming up. So get your tickets. Tune in.
Did we complete a row?
We did. We completed a row on the punch card. Thank God.
Woohoo!
3 more rows plus 1 star.
Did they get 4 stars on that? That's
4
the ties
greens?
for their most. 4 greens.
Yep. 4 greens.
Not the time of year to be
Not
getting
the
greens.
time to be getting 4 greens.
How about
fellas.
let's just see a lot of red the rest of the way here on the punch card. Unreal.
I keep saying it's coming, and I said we're going to come on this road trip. Remember I said they might not get a win? They didn't get a loss on this trip.
Oi.
Or in regulation.
Regulation, yeah.
Not a
Guys.
regulation loss.
What?
We had been spending all year looking for a pattern.
We got it?
They win 4 every other line. It's happened 3 times now.
Okay.
Is that gonna
So-
happen again?
Ooh.
That's
it
not
would
good,
happen
though.
one more time,
Uh-oh.
but
Late
it
in
would
the
only
season.
happen one more time.
What happened late in the season, just like they did last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they
So let's get a
it
whole
wasn't
row
a
of
great
reds
toss last year.
starting
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
on
We need
Wednesday
one like
versus
last
Thursday.
line.
LFG.
That's right, because DP says they're winning the lottery. It's their year anyway.
Yeah. Let's just start, man. Let's just start putting it out in
Karma.
the universe.
I'm
Let's just
in.
put it out.
Karma.
Yeah, listen, hockey gods. We need this, please. But until then, we'll be live after every game to break it down, win or lose. I don't even know what a win is or a loss is anymore. What?
I'm just looking at the smoke alarms here because I'm wondering if we can offer a sacrifice to the hockey gods.
We might have
Oh, I thought you were looking up at the standings for where the Coyotes were.
This one right here would probably go off.
Is it midnight yet?
Probably can't do a sacrifice.
PD
It
is
is
so done.
9:49. It's not
outside.
even
PD
10.
is so
10:49.
done.
We could
I
film
felt
a
like I
sacrifice.
swear to God, I thought it was 11:30.
All
now,
right,
buddy.
it's not.
I guess
but
we should sign off.
we to get ready because we have an 8:30 start Saturday. But subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel while you're watching this video live or after the fact. Please give it a like. We appreciate you a lot for that. And you'll want to subscribe because there's a lot of great content on the YouTube channel from all of our beats, the Suns, the Cardinals. Everyone's doing an unreal job covering these teams. There's a lot of news all the time. And we will continue to follow the Chychrun news. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. We'll be live at 11 a.m. right back here in just over 12 hours. PD, ready for that?
Yeah, let's go.
He's so excited. Can you tell?
Let's go.
And you can follow us on Twitter. You can follow me at Leah Merrill, at Craig S. Morgan, at S. Peters Hockey, at Sean_DePaz, and you can follow our show at PHNX_Coyotes. We appreciate everybody for tuning in as always, and we will see you tomorrow morning.